Hi, I'm going to go over an example on how to use an area model. Just to review what we did earlier today so you can complete the assignments. Again, you're going to you can either click on the link here or click on the link here to get to the pair deck that you're going to be completing today. We did one example in class, and then I gave you guys independent time to work through the other 4 problems. The majority of you were understanding, so this video is more for the students who struggled and need a review. So you would have your pair deck. I'll come back to the pair deck in a moment. I want to show you an example. So say you had a problem like 23 times 31. Okay, so I'm going to use my tool here to draw so you guys can see it on the screen. So I want to look at this and identify the different parts, right? So I have 2 10s here, and I have 3 1s. I have 3 10s here, and I have 1 1. Okay, so I had to explain this to a student like this. I said 23 is made up of 10 plus 10, so that makes 2 10s, plus 3 1s, and 31 is made up of 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 1. So they might remember a bit better using number bonds. Okay, and then I also showed them like how I highlighted it. So the number 2 right here from the 20, it means this 10 and it means this 10. The number 3 from 30 comes from this 10 plus this 10 plus this 10. So it goes back to like kinder and first grade when we talk about a bundle of 10. They had straws and they moved it from the 10 over to the hundreds when they had 10 10s and all that. Or they move the bundle of 1s to the group of 10s now. Let's go over the 1s right here. We have 3 1s and 1 1. You know, when I think back though, this one here, I should really turn into 1. And then you should have 1 and 1. That's how I should have represented the 3 1s. I'm sorry about that. This makes a lot more sense. Okay, so I broke it apart by place value. Okay, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and set up our area model. We're going to break it apart by place value. So I'm going to do the first number. I'm going to do 20 plus 3. And then the other number I'm going to have is 30 plus 1. Okay, so the way that I explain this to students is, let's look at our 10s first. Let's look at just the numbers that we see here. We see a 2 and we see a 3. Okay, so 2 times 3 equals, we can say that 2 times 3 equals 6. And then I tell them, well, how many zeros do we have? 1, 2. Oh, okay. 1, 2 zeros. And what this represents is 30 times 20 equals 600. Okay. Where did I get this 30 from? Okay. So I'm using the 3 10s right here and the 2 1s. Do you see those numbers, how they match up with the numbers above? The next part, I'm going to do, let's look at this, 30 times 3. So if I look at this 3 times 3, that gives me 9. How many zeros do I have? Do I see zeros here? No, I don't have any. But I have a 0 here, so I'm going to add 1 0. And what that represents is 30 times 3 equals 90. Where did I get these numbers from? Let's go back and look. So I have, let's see, we had that there. And this one here is our ones place value. So you see this 30 comes from right here, which is from this number 30 over here. This 3 comes from up here, which is broken apart from the number 23. Okay, next problem, or the next part. I tell students, okay, 1 times 20, 1 times 2. Let's do the times 2. That seems easier. That gives me 2. How many zeros do we have? I only have 1 0. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to add 1 0. And what this represents is 1 times 20 equals 20. Where did I get these numbers from? Again, the 20 comes from this up here, this 20, and from the number 23, the two 10s. And then we also have 1s right here. This one comes from the number 31. We've broken it apart, and we're doing partial products here. And let's move on to this last one. So we have, I tell students, look at this, 1 times 3. Where does this 3 come from? Let's see, let's multiply that. 1 times 3, that gives me 3. Let me go back and highlight here for you. This 3 comes from the number 23. And let me write it out for you. So I do 1 times 3 equals 3. And let's highlight this so we can visually see where this is coming from. So you start by doing 1 times 3, and you write 1 times 3 equals 3. Now, I color-coded this so you can go back and see how these numbers are related to the numbers you see here, and how these numbers are also related to the numbers you see up here, and how this represents the number 23. It's just distributed by place value. And this number here is represented as the number 31, and again, broken apart by place value. So the final step a student would have would be to go back and add the partial products. So let's look at this one here. We have 600, 90, 20, and 3. I'm going to write those down. 600, 90, 20, and then number 3. I'm going to add these. So I have this here, zeros and 3, so this is simply just bring down the number 3. Now let's look at this here. I have 9 and 2, so 9 plus 2 gives me 11. I'm going to bring the 1 down for that tens place, and then carry the other one up here. That really means 100. I'm carrying 100 over, so 100 plus 700, 100 plus 600 gives me 700. Okay? So this would be the final response, the final answer to this equation here. And so I would now write that over here, 713. Now, some students needed the expanded explanation, which is fine. That's what this video is for. If you already got this down and you're familiar with the area model, go finish the last 4 problems. Thank you.